All right, cool. I think we're good. Just want to make sure everybody kind of piles in. Looks like we have more people joining. So thank you all for being here at another town hall, another exciting town hall. A lot of things have been happening in the Near ecosystem. A lot of you have probably seen a lot of activity on Twitter around Near. It's super exciting. Um, I'm Marcus with Near Foundation, and I've put together a pretty exciting agenda today for us. Just to break down the agenda and what you can expect in today's town hall, we're going to see some awesome metrics around Near's growth in 2024 from the Flipside crypto team, and other impactful metrics that are, definitely great to have insights into. We just got back from Korea Buidl Week. Near had an amazing presence there. There was a lot of awesome stuff that happened, a lot of touching, a lot of great talks. And we have all Near Foundation's Olga that's going to present this section, a retro, which should be super exciting. Near Horizon has just wrapped up their second cohort, HCN2. And so we have Jarrod from the Near Horizon team that's going to present the outcomes and learnings, and also kind of segue into the New Horizon cohort, HCN3, that should be commencing soon. Applications are open. And then we're going to learn about a couple of exciting projects in the Near ecosystem, EastBlue and DapDap. And then we have the NEARWEEK team presenting the ecosystem highlights at the end. So without further ado, I will segue into the growth metrics. Jack from Flipside Crypto Team, if you are here, I'll let you share your screen.
Sounds good. Thanks. Give me 1 second. All right, coming through. All right.
Perfect.
Cool. Well, yeah, thanks so much for having us on. So Flipside, we do a lot of work with the Near Foundation, diving into all things near, what's going on within ecosystems, what's hot, and hope to help demystify kind of what's going on under the hood. So what we've been seeing as of late, we tasked our ambassadors with what they've been seeing. And we'll kind of just run through quickly some ecosystem growth in terms of users and TVL, some DeFi projects, and what's going on with Ref and Burrow, and some trends overall in the ecosystem, specifically around staking and meme coins that we're seeing everywhere. So overall, with ecosystem growth, we've seen an explosion of growth over the past 6 months when you're looking at overall users and TVL. In the end of 23, we saw a lot of user growth dominated by Web 2.5 projects, or projects that offer a lot of account abstraction like Sweat and Kai Ching. But in 24, as we've seen some of those users kind of start to matriculate over to some more native projects, TVL has increased as well across the board. So just a little more native Web3 growth. And what we're seeing there is, as users, while account abstraction is great for bringing users into the ecosystem without them necessarily knowing about the blockchain under the hood, that's kind of the point of abstracting away the chain. Once they are in the ecosystem and are fully on chain, we do see a lot of cross pollination between projects. So that's what helps drive some of these other metrics, like seeing an increase in TVL. Analyst activity has taken off as well. We've seen 92 dashboards produced in Q1. All of those are accessible on Flipside's website, and a lot of the information here will be taken directly from those. We can link to this afterwards. All these charts are directly coming from some of our dashboards and linked at the bottom here. So we can kind of dive into those as needed, or link to them to people afterwards. So with some top projects, we've seen an increase in TVL across Ref and Burrow. On Ref, we've seen a lot of cross-chain pool growth with significant support for non-native token pools, creating a mature and highly liquid DeFi ecosystem. With what we have here, Modify has put together some tracking for looks like 6 or 7 targeted pools here. We see a significant uptick through the end of March, with a large increase in the USDC wrapped near pools. And boosted yields are definitely helping draw this liquidity in. So that combined with cross-chain tokens help Ref attract both liquidity and new users. On Burrow, we're seeing a similar significant uptick throughout the end of last quarter, specifically with stablecoin growth, and that we're seeing that boosting works. Bro TVL across Tether, Circle, and Frax pools has nearly 10x. March 2nd is when the incentive program launched. We can see from this screenshot here, relatively flat through the start of the first quarter up until that incentive program launched, until an absolutely massive takeoff in both Tether and Circle volumes in the Burrow pool supply caps. Here wallet, kind of our main takeaway from seeing the success of the adoption here is that frictionless UX definitely helps drive adoption. We're seeing both a surge in swaps and pool growth directly correlated with when the Here Telegram wallet integration went live. And account abstraction definitely helps, as we saw with a lot of the TVL and user growth a couple of slides ago. About 25,000 near has been spent on Telegram wallet creation. Using the metrics that we have, those wallets have generated over 35 million in swap volume. So I think that's a pretty significant ROI on the spend to onboard those users, very low cost of acquisition for the volume that they are generated. And that hot mining is definitely sticking around. Daily active miners have continued to grow, average of 400,000 hot being mined every day, with about 24 million hot being mined to date. Sorry, just pulling this up. Take a quick look at the chat. And then some key trends finally that we're seeing as well is on Linear, seeing some liquid staking with Linear and Metapool cornering the market on Near with 22 and 21 million Near in TVL respectively. Upcoming Metapool DAO may have impacted the recent uptick on the TVL there. And then meme coin Near is not safe from the meme coin craze. There's significant volume there with some Neko, Black Dragon, Shitsu, and Lonk. Definitely drives attention and liquidity. Near's done a good job of leveraging them for speculation. And then we can see that Ref has enabled meme coin staking, and over 3,000 users have staked their meme coin on Ref. And there's got a dashboard for that as well. So each of these key areas has a dashboard attributed to it, and continue to dive in. These are definitely just some of the headlines here. On Flipside, a lot of these are driven by our ambassador program. We have dedicated high quality analysts that whenever there is something hot in Near, they are tasked and on top of figuring out what is actually happening and pulling apart and diving into that data as quickly as possible so we can get it out both into the ecosystem and the broader Twitterverse. Anyone can kind of come create on Flipside. The top 30 program rewards trending dashboards. So as things percolate out throughout Twitter, get impressions, get views, get clicks, dashboards will trend to the top of Flipside and actually participate in a revenue share. We do a lot of boosts for Near specifically, with our partnership with the foundation and the way that the ecosystem has been pumping as of late. Putting out Near dashboards is incentivized a little bit extra on certain times. And that all helps kind of continue to drive key outcomes and analysis into the Near ecosystem. If you want to dive in and figure out kind of what's going on, all this data is available on Flipside, or you can just kind of click through the Near Discover page to see what else is hot and trending in the Near ecosystem.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jack. Really insightful metrics there. It's super exciting to actually see like what's driving, what's moving the needle. And definitely appreciate everything Flipside's been doing. So let me go ahead and introduce Olga from NF Marketing, who's going to be able to provide us an overview of Near's exciting presence at Korea Build Week last week.
Thank you, Marcus. Hi, everyone. My name is Olga of Near Foundation Marketing Team, and I'm thrilled to share insights from our journey at Korea Build Week that was happening last week between March 26th and April 2nd. What an eventful week it was with activities and engagements. So without further ado, let's delve into the highlights. Next slide, please. Near was everything, everywhere, all at once at Korea Build Week. We kicked things off with the notable chain obstruction day at the JPK Convention Hall, hosting around 150 guests. This was a collaborative effort with Agoric and supported by Particle Network, making it a successful turnout. Next slide, please. Our packed schedule addressed the crucial need for seamless blockchain interoperability. NEAR's co-founder Ilya Polosukhin made a compelling case for why Web3 needs chain abstraction by emphasizing the significance of abstracting individual chains to unleash Web3's full potential. Mike Purvis of Proximity Labs then envisioned ushering in the era of bridgeless cross-chain DeFi, while Ricky of EastBlue introduced Bitcoin Beyond Gold, showcasing a testnet transaction demonstrating a NEAR account executing transactions on Bitcoin. That was pretty cool to see, to be honest. Next slide, please. At Buidl Asia, Ilya unveiled chain signatures, a pioneering feature for managing assets across chains with a unified account. This innovation facilitates signing transactions on multiple chains from a single NEAR account, streamlining cross-chain DApp development. Later that day, Ilya and Vitalik joined forces for a fireside chat, dissecting the AI crypto fact versus fiction. The lively discussion separated hype from reality, exploring how AI could enhance privacy, scalability, and usability of decentralized systems. Next slide, please. The week continued with EastSol, where Mike Purvis of Proximity Labs expounded on chain signatures, cross-chain without bridges workshop, explaining how this technology fosters secure cross-chain communication, negating the need for centralized bridges. Boris Polania of DevHub made the case for decentralized intelligence, discussing how combining blockchain transparency with AI could revolutionize collective decision-making processes. The EastSol hackathon featured comprehensive bounties put together by DevHub, covering everything from building on NEAR to integrating chain signatures, which resulted in 45 total submissions, 11 of which were for all 3 NEAR tracks, and that was a record-breaking result. Next slide, please. Finally, the ShiFi Summit highlighted the importance of building inclusive Web3 communities, with NEAR's very own digital blocker leading the conversation of fostering a vibrant Web3 culture. Moving on, NEAR's social media impact was undeniable. Next slide. Evidenced by the touch movement that became viral, leading to significant crypto Twitter engagement, the creation of meme coins, hundreds of thousands of assets in economic activity, and the launch of the Proof of Touch NFT collection. Next slide. In terms of PR, chain signatures gained substantial coverage from leading crypto publications such as CoinDesk interviewing Kendall Cole of Proximity Labs, Blockworks, The Block, and others underscoring its industry impact. Next slide. KOLs played a pivotal role in amplifying chain signatures news, resulting in remarkable engagement metrics showcased on this screen. Next slide. And last but not least, NEAR's community connection shown through at various Korea Buidl Week side events, including Chain Abstraction Dinner and Party, the official Buidl Asia After Party, and more. Special mention goes to Ryan Taylor for leading the engaging admin community activation, further integrating attendees into the NEAR ecosystem by minting Dragon Soul and Magic Dragon eggs. Our booth engagement across Buidl Asia and EastSol were unparalleled thanks to the dedicated efforts of representatives from Pagoda, Proximity, NEAR DevHub, NEAR Foundation, and of course the community. Next slide. In closing, I want to thank to this incredible team for their unwavering dedication to delivering an unforgettable experience and career. And until the next time, thank you for your attention.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Olga. Wow. I mean, the FOMO wasn't enough, and now it's even worse. Unfortunately, wasn't able to make it out, but a lot of amazing things happened in Korea, and I can definitely say the same for the team at the end and echo that. So I appreciate you coming on. Next up, we have Jarrod Barnes from the Near Horizon team to again relay some of the outcomes of Horizon 2 success metrics and also shed a little bit of light on the upcoming HCN3 cohort, of which now applications are currently open. So, Jarrod, over to you.
Marcus, thank you so much. Also having FOMO of not making it to Korea, but we do have some exciting things to share of what's going on through Horizon. Feel free to go to the next slide. So going to give you all a 60-second accelerated recap of our accelerator and everything that's going on in the early stage ecosystem on Near. Go ahead to the next slide. As a quick reminder, folks, if you're not familiar with HCN or Horizon, we are an equity-free accelerator program. That means we do not take any piece of the pie of your project. We also don't make investments. However, we do provide outsized value in our experience. We work with early stage founders through 8 weeks to help them do everything from validating their idea to designing a comprehensive business model to tactically thinking through go-to-market to really meaningfully accelerating their development and more importantly, building a compelling narrative around their story to raise capital. We ran our second cohort, kicked off in late January, just wrapped up a couple weeks ago in mid-March. And if you go to the next slide, we could not be more proud of the 29 teams that went through our program. I have some teams called out here, but overall, we saw 3.5 million in external capital raised. Almost 2,000 people tuned in to our demo day, which was absolutely incredible. We'll be posting some recaps of all the projects who demoed actually in the coming days, so be sure to check that out. And almost half of our projects are now live on mainnet, which a majority were not coming into the program. A couple call outs. We had some folks present at previous town halls that I wanted to, again, just give huge shout outs to. Quest Protocol. You all may have seen Shibham. They raised 500K through the program, launched their SDK to enable gamified onboarding for crypto DAPPS. Really exciting in what they're building. Nishal at Supercharged, who presented a few weeks ago, is preparing to launch their DePIN use case, which essentially is the Airbnb for EVs. So really excited there. And then Rob and the Plato team, man, they had some incredible growth through the program and they're preparing actually to launch their FAT token here soon. And then Sakuri, which was actually one of our B2B use cases, went viral on Farcaster. They acquired over 10,000 users in a day, which was really exciting for them to see and really grow through the program. If you go to the next slide, Marcus, one of the other things that we are excited about is we do a lot of program-based experiences, but we wanted to actually make that happen IRL. So we hosted a pop-up event at ETH Denver and organized a dinner for our founders. We had almost 300 founders RSVP for our event. It was literally oversubscribed to the fullest. And if you are in town, actually in New York on Friday, we're hosting another meetup at NFT NYC. I just dropped it in the chat. And for the folks who are on YouTube as well, please come say hello and get to know us and get to know some of the other founders who are building through our program as well. And then if you go to the last slide, we're excited to keep this going. We are actively recruiting for our next cohort, HCN3 right now. This program is going to be running from May 20th through July 12th. We're going to be capping the program with a demo day at ETHCC in Brussels. And we're going to be having some fun too, because summer is for shipping. It is for deploying. It is for creating incredible on-chain experiences. And so we're excited to experiment, have some fun, and continue to work with amazing founders. If you scan the QR code there on the screen, it will take you to our website and application. If you have any questions, please come say hello on Friday at NFT NYC, or feel free to send us a note. Marcus, back to you, man.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Incredible metrics, incredible successes, and really looking forward to what comes out of HCN3. I'll also go ahead and shoot the links in the YouTube for those that are watching live. Next up, we have some project deep dives coming from some exciting projects that are building and launching on Near. So first up, we have DapDap. Nick, I believe you are here. I'll go ahead and hand things over to share your screen.
GM everyone. It was a pleasure meeting a lot of you guys out in Korea. Had a blast. Sorry for those that could not make it. It was a wonderful time. So it was great to connect with everyone again. And yeah, a tremendous round of applause to the teams there that put together all of the events. Everything ran super smoothly. But without further ado, let me get right into it. Here, let me try and share my screen. Cool. Can you see this?
Perfect. Yep.
Awesome. So I know DapDap's been talked about either from Ilya's side or Near Foundation pushing us, but I just wanted to give a quick overview with what is DapDap again, where are we, and what are our plans for Q2 and the year beyond. Just starting off again, what is DapDap? We are positioning ourselves to be your universal gateway into Ethereum layer 2s, being powered by BOS and Near as a whole. And so what does this mean ultimately, right? We're really trying to solve this notion of fragmentation. We're trying to redesign the user journey for accessing and using DeFi across layer 1s and layer 2s, specifically ones that are EVM compatible, but eventually non-EVM as well. And really the core pillars here are to improve this notion of simplicity and convenience and accessibility, whether it's for dApps or even for users to discover and use new applications and protocols across different networks and chains, right? So within one platform, right, and with one wallet sign-in, you can access, a variety of different applications, over 150 ones available right now across 15 different EVM-compatible networks. You can go in, you can swap, lend, borrow, bridge, all in one place, via our decentralized front ends and the solutions we've aggregated so far. Now, really, the problem here is, users only have 10 minutes, and so with the current solutions out there, do we really think, we can onboard the next billion people into Web3? And the most likely answer is probably not, right? And the space is only going to get more complex, more technical. There's 100 layer 2s coming out, thousands of applications. And so ultimately, this is really the reason for why we built DapDap. We're trying to improve the space. We're trying to make navigating DeFi just a little bit easier, a little bit more seamless, and a little bit more fun, right? So in about a month, actually, we have about 80,000 users now, in about 40 days, sorry. And about 90% of the conversions have been, about 90% of the actions taken on DapDap have been able to, convert to on-chain actions, with several users actually lending a significant amount of money across Lightning protocols and driving a lot of volume to certain DEXs and certain money market protocols. So we can definitely see here that users are using our front end to actually use DeFi, not just necessarily farm certain points that we're giving away or certain incentives. People are actually using this as a real use case to go ahead and navigate, different layer 2s and layer 1s that are available. And so we've been very proud to see some of the campaigns that we've done so far take traction, and people have been fun, giving us a lot of good feedback. And so there's definitely still more to be done, but generally, I think we're off to a great start. I can't show this video right now, just because I would suggest you guys to go on and actually check out Odyssey Volume 2. That's live on DapDap right now. But, all right, oh, sorry, I can't. I don't know if you guys can hear it, so I'll just skip this video right now. But sorry, going in a sense, what we're trying to do is we're really trying to customize, the user journeys that we're creating for each ecosystem, making sure that we highlight certain native protocols and dApps live on, say, a chain, but also bring on board certain partners that can help amplify the campaign that we're running. As an example, right, we've brought on board wallet partners like BitGet, Trust Wallet, OKX as well, whereby we can co-amplify certain campaigns that we're launching on Linea, on Scroll, on Blast, and really drive attention to the certain native dApps that we want to drive on-chain actions. And all of this ties in together because of this gamified element that we're creating with Odyssey. And it's about creating a more seamless experience to actually drive. And of course, all this is powered by POS. So the thing to drive home here for viewers that are watching on YouTube is that front ends and smart contracts are two different things. What we're doing is we're deploying front ends and we're calling smart contracts from prominent protocols such that they're hosted on Near's nodes and not something like AWS. So we deploy these front ends and you're essentially using the exact same protocol, but it's just in one app, right? So you're using a swap widget. You're being able to lend and borrow within our platform as if you're using something like Layer Bank or another lending protocol. And so this allows us to be multi-chain, allows us to be able to use a variety of different protocols, and it's hosted by NEAR's BOS. As of right now, we actually have a campaign going live, which will be Scroll next week, and then Blast will come mid-April, and then ZK Sync will likely follow. But as a whole, what we're trying to do is still capture narratives like LRTs. As soon as NEAR starts to release some AI stuff, we'll capture that too. It's how can we keep ahead of the trend and essentially make our platform this attention layer by capturing, maybe 5 to 10% of the user traffic between layer 2s, and making sure that the product as a whole continues to improve because we've got a bunch of features coming down the line, and making this a fun, engaging, and seamless experience for new users or even avid users within DeFi. So let's eliminate fragmentation. Let's unify liquidity. Let's capture some of this market attention. Let's be the de facto DeFi app that users want to use. And let's DapDap each other up. So if you guys want to follow us on Twitter. Drop us some comments there. Join our Discord. Ask some questions. We've got an AMA or a town hall next week, I believe. And stay tuned for more updates. There's a bunch of things coming down the line in April and in Q2. So yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Definitely appreciate you coming on here and providing a sneak peek into what you're working on, an overview of what DapDap is and how people can get involved. Let me go ahead and go back to the deck. Next up, we have EastBlue. We have Ricky from the EastBlue team coming to present what they are building on NEAR. It's super exciting. And Ricky, if you're here, I'll go ahead and hand things over to you to share your screen.
Hey, hope you guys can hear me.
Yep.
So sharing my screen now. Right. Hope you guys can see my screen now. All right. So thank you so much for inviting me to kind of like present in this town hall. So kind of like share what we've been building for the last several months. So we're building EastBlue, the universal application layer for Bitcoin. Oops. Next. In layman terms, we are building the Bitcoin super app. But in much longer sentences, we are a universal application layer for Bitcoin. We are building a new Bitcoin layer 2 scaling solutions that acts as an abstraction layer that enables users to interact with the Bitcoin ecosystem, any layer 1, any L2s from a single unified interface. So just kind of like the journey that we are planning to kind of like build. So the users deposit their Bitcoin into East abstraction layer powered by NEAR protocols, and then with chain abstraction with intent layer, we can allow our users to interact with like NEAR protocol directly, like Aurora, the EVM based on NEAR, but also like any other Bitcoin based layer 2 solutions out there. So this kind of like the demo, the tested versions of what we have at the moment that I kind of like demoed back in Seoul. So as you can see on the left side, we have Alice.is, which is a newly generated account on NEAR protocol. And like she generated a new Bitcoin address using NEAR MPC. And later on, Alice, like she wants to send like a Bitcoin from her Bitcoin wallet, alice.btc, directly into her own newly generated Bitcoin address. Like she like basically transferred like 0 point something Bitcoin into Alice.is. But not only Bitcoin, Alice can also send ordinals. So one address means one ordinal. So every time Alice wants to deposit a new ordinals from Bitcoin address, from her own Bitcoin address, she can send it to this newly generated Bitcoin address on EastBlue, which is gonna own an ordinal. So it might take a couple of minutes. Like Bitcoin is very slow, but I just fast forward it. Like it'll take 10 to 20 minutes. So once the assets received by Alice on the NEAR side, like Alice can claim the Bitcoin, Alice can claim the ordinals, and once it is on the EastBlue, which basically lives on NEAR protocol, you can easily send the Bitcoin, the mirrored versions of Bitcoin, the mirrored version of the ordinals directly into another user's NEAR protocol. So in this case, like Alice is sending it to Bob, like not only the tokens, not only the Bitcoin, but also the ordinals as well. It's just like any standard fungible tokens and non-fungible tokens on NEAR protocol. Once the ordinal is being sent to Bob, then Bob can actually withdraw the specific ordinals that that is mirrored on Near directly into his own wallet on Bitcoin. It is a very simple, well, pretty much a central exchange experience type of things, but everything is, I'll say, decentralized and secured by 200 plus Near validators. So yeah, let's wait like just a couple of minutes, like receiving ordinals, and yeah, receive ordinals. So that's pretty much what what it would look like in the future with chain abstraction. You can easily move back and forth your assets from one chain to another chain easily, and like even with non-programmable chain like Bitcoin. So let's deep dive into the technical implementations of how we're currently doing it. So the first one is deposit. How do we deposit? Obviously, users need to generate a new Bitcoin address in which we uses Near chain abstraction, account aggregation technology, and derive a new Bitcoin address on ebtc.near. Let's say that's kind of like EastBitcoin smart contracts. So this we have this kind of like function to get your Bitcoin address. For example, get Bitcoin address from ebtc.near smart contracts, and the path is from alice.is with the first Bitcoin address that she owns. The second step is so we need to kind of like index all the UTXOs that is related to the newly generated Bitcoin addresses. In the first phase, we are going to have this proof of authority models, but later on we can decentralize it with a lot of these nodes. The last steps is to kind of like mint the mirrored version of that assets. It could be fungible tokens for Bitcoin, also be fungible tokens for BRC20, but it can also be NFT for ordinals. So the nodes will then set the pending UTXO, and when the users claim the kind of like specific asset, it will mint the mirrored versions of the specific assets, BTC for Bitcoin, and ordinals.near for ordinals. For withdrawal steps, it's not that easy because Bitcoin is UTXO based, not account based model, in which very much different with like smart contract platforms that usually uses account balance model. So overall, like EastBitcoin.near owns a lot of UTXOs. Like when the users deposit a new Bitcoin into a newly generated Bitcoin address, then it's gonna be like pool of UTXOs. There's gonna be a lot of UTXOs. So the first one is to kind of like filter out which UTXOs are ready. So for example, as you can see, there are a lot of like 546 satoshis or 100 satoshis. That's usually ordinals. The ordinals, set of UTXO that is being fixed so that that this is ordinals. So we filter out which ordinals which are not. And after that, we use this coin select algorithms to pretty much select all the UTXOs that is being required to send out for withdrawals. And for ordinals, we kind of like need to have this dummy UTXO because you cannot send just ordinals on the transaction. So you need another kind of like UTXOs that is being something that we call dumb UTXO to make sure that transfer can happen. And lastly, the first one obviously to sign all the transactions on the Near via Near MPC, basically, like signing all the transactions and kind of like broadcasting it into the Bitcoin network to make sure that the specific target address will receive the Bitcoin or the ordinals directly, without even needing to claim or do something on the Bitcoin network. And yeah, that's pretty much how the technical implementation about EastBlue is all about. So we do have this campaign that is up and running. Right now, this is airdrop season, and East token is going to be airdropped to the community. So we do have two campaigns. The first one is this thing called East Alliance, in which it is a social mission type of things. We partner up with a lot of Bitcoin layer 2s with a lot of ordinals projects. So like be sure to kind of like join in if you want to kind of like be eligible for some airdrops. Can go to hub.eastblue.io. We launched it like a week ago, and right now we already have 30,000 users joining the campaign. And the second one is Paras Pioneer campaign. So if you hold or stake Paras from 2022 to 2023 to 2024, we are going to have these random snapshots, throughout this 3 years period. So be sure to check your eligibility and go to pioneer.paras.id. I think that's pretty much it. Thank you so much. Back to you, Marcus.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Super excited for EastBlue. That was a very comprehensive, detailed kind of overview on how it works and what to expect. The last section, see if it's worth pulling up my my slide deck here. We have NEARWEEK that's going to be presenting all of the exciting things that have been happening in the NEAR ecosystem. Peter, do you want to share your screen or do you want me to share mine?
Please go ahead and share, Marcus.
Sounds good to me. Let me pull the deck back up here. All right. Are you able to see?
Yes, I
Screen?
am.
Perfect. Awesome. Sounds
Great.
good. Peter, over to you.
Thank you very much, Marcus. I want to kick things off by giving a huge shout out to Flipside Crypto and all the analysts that are providing insights, analytics, and dashboards every week. Thanks to you, it's become very easy to grasp the momentum of the ecosystem. It's clear to see for everyone that numbers are increasing on the daily. So I just want to say keep it up. Next slide, please. As you can tell from the stats on DAP Radar and this tweet by one of the Flipside crypto analysts, NEAR is still the protocol with most unique weekly active users. And we've seen a almost 400% surge in weekly transactions on the past 7 days. And also, as you can tell from the trending projects on NEAR, we have users in the sizes of millions. And I can tell from this chart that it's not even including here Wallet and the Hot Wallet team who've been contributing significantly. So it still looks like mass adoption is near. Next slide, please. And speaking of the Hot Telegram wallet, it's now possible to mint NFTs directly in the wallet. And I want to say, Peter, rest assured, we do appreciate you and all the gas you've spent. Keep pushing the limits of what is possible with NEAR. Keep showcasing the tech stack. Next slide, please. NEAR AI is back. So I want to say, hello, old friend. We've been wondering how you were doing. Alex Kidanov, is it you? Teaching machines how to code, you say? Where it all began with Ilya, Alex, and Max, you say? A Medium page full of advanced AI and machine learning research posts and words I don't understand? It sure sounds like the future to me. It must mean that the future is near. I'm very excited about this one, and I think this is one to keep an eye on in the coming months. Next slide, please. So a little birdie told me that Black Dragon and Nico will be listed on MEXC soon, with CoinEx listing Lunk and Black Dragon lately. This is a nice addition showing that retail is definitely interested in the NEAR meme space. And by the way, you didn't hear any of this from me. Next slide, please. It also seems, or building on that actually the meme communities are thriving on NEAR. Shitso NFT mint sold out in less than 2 minutes. And the devs at Shitso have revived the token TKN.farm, making it incredibly easy for anyone to launch their own meme community on NEAR. So huge shout out to Shitso. Black Dragon partnered with Here Wallet, and they allocated an airdrop for people who swap their meme coin to the U1 token on the wallet, and they will allocate going forward 20% of trading fees from the Dragon bot to buy and burn Black Dragon. That's bullish. The Nico Genesis collection plush is sold out, and the commencement of the Dragon Ball Part 2 has been announced. And I think it's so great to see a lot of collaboration across the meme communities. The V2 sponsors and rewards are from Black Dragon, Intel NEAR, and NVIDIA, and will run for 4 weeks. Do trading at your own risk. Next slide, please. So maybe don't need to go too much into details to this, as Jarrod very excellently presented all the good stuff going on at Horizon. I just briefly want to mention that they've debuted their Founder Hub, which is a evolving resource to guide founders and builders in building their projects on NEAR. And it contains a lot of valuable information across all the very common pain points and areas from also like needs when you're a newly running Web3 company, from legal entity, brand awareness to launching and deploying. So if you're looking to build on NEAR, I highly suggest you go apply to the Horizon program. Next slide, please. It was recently announced that Edge AI received an investment from the NEAR Foundation. And in case you didn't know, Edge is building a community out of the 24,000 FAST channels. And FAST stands for Free Ad-Supported TV. And these channels have a lot of viewership, but poor revenue. And Edge is trying to be a value add for broadcasters by placing a QR code on their content that any viewer can scan. And upon scanning, you enter the Edge ecosystem, and you can then enjoy their on-chain rewards for doing so. On top of that, Edge proprietary AI scans content in real time to provide shoppable TV and gaming through a second screen, delivering an interactive streaming experience. So I want to say welcome to your new home, Edge AI, and I suggest everyone to go check out their solution. It is pretty cool. Also, Crowny has joined the NEAR ecosystem. They've also they also received an investment from the NEAR Foundation. I had the pleasure of meeting Quincy at NEAR APAC. Crowny seems like a great project, and they're launching their Web3 loyalty and rewards platform on NEAR, and aiming to expand that with AI-powered features. Nowhere else to do that but on NEAR, right? Next slide, please. As you all may know, chain signatures went live at ETH Seoul, and I must say that was one hell of a launch. I would almost say defining more announcement at Buidl Asia, where Ilya unveiled chain signatures. I would call it a revolutionary feature for Web3, which is only possible on NEAR protocol. And this cutting-edge technology leverages a decentralized multi-party computation network, also referred to as MPC, which is secured via NEAR staking and eigenlayer ETH restakers. Great collab as well, as we look to eigenlayer going live within the next couple of weeks. And this will enable NEAR accounts, including smart contracts, to sign transactions across any blockchain, that's pretty mind-blowing. So 2024 is not only the year of the dragon, it's also the year of hiding the complexity of multi-chain infrastructure to deliver the Web3 experiences users are striving for. And the multi-chain future is becoming the chain abstraction future on NEAR protocol. So to all the developers out there, I highly suggest you become a chat today, a chain abstraction developer. I don't guarantee you're going to look like this guy, but you're definitely going to feel like him with the powers that NEAR protocol is going to give you. And you can get inspiration from use cases that are being built out currently. We just saw EastBlue and DapDap showcase their products. Linear Protocol, Mintbase, and Sweat are utilizing the technology as well. So I suggest you go check those projects out. And if you're interested in building cross-chain DeFi products, or you got any other ideas, you better reach out to Proximity. They can provide financial, technical, and go-to-market support, and much more. And there's also a dedicated chain signatures link tree page at the bottom of this slide if you want to check it out. Next slide, please. Can we go back, Marcus, just for 1 second? I just quickly want to say also the ETH Seoul Hackathon winners is someone which touches upon chain signatures, is a project I'm very excited to follow. They combine intents with cross-chain DeFi, and hearing rumors that Ilya has been giving them some one-to-one sessions, I cannot be more bullish. Okay, next one, please. So this slide kind of like sums up some of the bullish tweets we've been seeing since the last town hall. And I would say with all that's brewing around the NEAR ecosystem, from AI to abstracted multi-chain dApps, Telegram bots, meme coins, it doesn't come as any surprise that many of the big names around CT keep mentioning NEAR. And since last town hall, we saw tweets from the likes of Hasaka. He tweeted several times. Odd Gems, Author0x, Virtual Bacon, CoinDesk, and Coin Bureau, who also released their NEAR Review 2024 report, which is pretty damn bullish. I suggest you go read it. Next slide, please. Touched, or The Touch by Jensen Wang. Thank you, David Mo, for picking this up and sending it. as we speak, the tweet has got more than 2 million impressions, and it basically went viral on crypto Twitter. It started out as what I would describe as maybe a shitstorm, but incredible what a little bit of humor can do. Keep up the good work, David, and in general the Near marketing team. This was a stroke of genius. Next slide, please. And there's going to be more touching in 2024. So Ilya, you better stack up on vitamin C and hazardous material suits. With touch only getting started, I predict you'll wear one of these suits down per conference. Everyone, please remember, no consent, no touch, no photo. On that note, I also want to send a huge shout out to Ilya for being extremely visible, present, and accessible on media and event platforms lately. Basically, it seems like you're all over the place pushing this technology, and I want you to know that your effort is highly recognized, and I hope you know how much we'll admire and appreciate it. Please remember to touch grass as much as possible when you have the time. Last slide, please. So to wrap it up, I want to let all you guys know that from a NEARWEEK point of view, it's pretty clear that Near Protocol is at the forefront of making blockchain technology accessible and intuitive, with a very clear vision and concrete steps towards achieving a seamless blockchain experience for all. It may even seem that Near is starting to demonstrate that it's actually beyond the rest of Web3, demonstrated by both its capabilities and the types of things building on it. And most critically, projects are doing things on Near that they're not able to do on other chains. So better buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. Top 10, here we come. So, dear friends, let's keep on showing the world what the NEARWEEK system is made of. Let's keep kicking ass at events and being a cool ass community. Keep up the good work, everyone. Make sure to help each other out and play it safe. And remember that none of what I just presented and said should be construed as financial advice. As always, do your own research and follow NEARWEEK if you want to stay up to date on everything that moves Near Protocol. Bless you all. Have a great evening. Thank you so much, Marcus.
Thank you, Peter. Amazing updates as usual, and appreciate everybody who tuned in today. Thank you all for being here, and until next time, we'll see you later. Take care, everybody.